Welcome back. I'm George with NS345. This is video number 7, mixing guitars. On my last video, I left off on mixing bass. I didn't do much to the bass, and I just want to remind you of where we are now. And who's gonna rock this town tonight? One small change that I made, I turned off my screen on top, and I brought my meters down here so you can see what I'm seeing the entire time. I'm trying to keep a good level here on my VU meter, and I have it calibrated to minus 18 dBFS, and the BrainWorks BX meter is showing me the RMS levels, and I also want to keep it around minus 18. That's where I want the levels to end up on my mix when I finish with this mix. And who's gonna rock it? I'm going to start with the acoustic guitars. So I'm going to talk about balance. And who's gonna rock this? Okay, if you notice, I have both my guitars panned to the left, and I'll explain this. Basically, I'm trying to find a spot for the guitars within the mix. As you can see, the mix is quickly growing. We have a nice bit of drum tracks. We have bass mic, bass DI. Then we have the vocals. And then we have the guitars. So it's easy to begin to muddy the mix. So I'm going to, just because you have two tracks, so the first one is called Acoustic Left, and the next one is called Acoustic Right. So immediately my tendency is to pan them left and right. Well, you don't have to do that. What I'm going to try to do is combine the two EQs. What I'm going to try to do is combine the two tones of the guitar. Seems like one sounds higher than the other, and the other one has more low end. And when I mean higher, I mean, sorry, brighter. Okay, so it has more top end. Track 14 here has the brighter EQ, or the brighter tone. Track 15, acoustic guitar right, seems to have the more low end to it, less brightness. Okay, so the thing about this is not a duplicated track where they recorded one acoustic guitar, then they recorded with two mics and use one for left and right. No, this is track 14 seems to have been one pass, one recording, and track 15 was a second pass, so that when you split them, you have a good stereo image. Let me show you. Right, so there, and the reason I know that is because I could hear a good stereo image. Otherwise, it would sound mono. When you take a track and you duplicate it and you pan it left and right, you make it sound mono. Physics is the way it works. It just monos, it puts it in the center. So my first, the first thing I want to do is make sure the balance is right. Make sure the volumes fit within the mix. So I'm just going to double check that real quick. Then who's gonna rock this town tonight? No, we didn't. Well, he tried to sign up, but he was to fight for his country. So he just stayed the guitar pick. That sounds pretty good in terms of balance, in terms of volume. Sits in the mix well. Excuse me. So now what I want to do is I want to process it a little bit, and I'll start here on the actual stem. So I'm going to start with the acoustic guitar. Then rock this town. Going to check my tape plugin. Then who's gonna rock? Then who's gonna rock this town tonight? No, he didn't waste his life on nothing. Playing the guitar. All I'm trying to do is highlight a bit of the harmonics of the acoustic guitar right now with the tape plugin, because it's adding saturation. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't allow my plugin just to raise the gain, because that's not the purpose of a plugin. I do want some color out of this. Now I'll check my nonlinear summing plugin. The mic, it's always the has the more lower end to it. Who's gonna rock this? Okay. First thing I start with. Okay, so I have a guitar. 2 guitar tracks, acoustic guitar tracks, going to an auxiliary track, which I call the acoustic bus. So I have these 2 routed into here. Then I have my acoustic guitar routed, my acoustic guitar bus routed to my acoustic guitar stem, which is this one. And the way I can double check that is if I right click here on the output, select assignments to the acoustic guitar stem, and it immediately shows me this one is going here. Now I could treat this guitar with 1 EQ and treat this one with another one, but because I'm going to use them as 1 tone rather than 2 pan left and pan right tracks, I'm just going to combine the EQ. And I've got the balance that I want on the tracks, meaning by using the faders here, I was able to change how bright or how dark the track sounds. High pass filter, I just leave it there. Then I'll do a bit of checking. Low pass filter. And then let's see what I can do with this. Hear any bad frequencies with my ears first. There's really not a lot of boxiness in this one. Even if you sweep, you will find something. You'll always find a harmonic there, but you don't necessarily have to take it out. So I am hearing a somewhere up here. I'm just being pedantic, honestly. Cleans it up a little bit, no big deal. Compression. Let me try this virtual mix rack, which I've just signed up for the mixing effects bundle from the Slate store. It's a monthly subscription, but I got 4 free months because I already owned some of the Slate plugins. So I'm not too familiar with these plugins. Tremor revival. I need a compressor. Let's see what this says. Yeah, classic compressor is amazing on everything. Okay, it's amazing on everything. I'm gonna use this one because it's amazing. See what it does. I don't know how to use it. So slow attack, fast release. No, that's fast. No, that's fast attack. Okay, slow attack, fast release. Guess there's no threshold. It must be a standard threshold. I don't know this plugin yet, but I'm gonna leave it on 4. Should I turn it on or something? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, the one thing I do like to add to guitars is a little delay, just to take them, push them back a little bit, because if I leave them the way they are right now, they do sound like they were recorded at a home studio, or just the basic room tone. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but the delay and maybe a reverb is gonna help me to add some depth to it, and just maybe bring the tone to life a little bit, to life. Let me try that. New track, AG delay. I'm gonna route this one to my acoustic guitar stem, solo safe. That's control click. Now let's see what it does. I'm gonna solo it. But first I have to insert a plugin, and I know what I'm going for because I usually do this. The Super Tap from Waves. So this is the direct signal, and then the delay. Is the one I like. So all this is doing, it's sending one signal to the left, one to the right, and this is the original signal there. So if I took off the original, it sounds like this. I do hear a little bit, I guess. I just want it to sound like there's like a little bit of phasing, so that it sounds like it's just pushed back a little bit. Bring the gain down a little bit. Now it doesn't sound too natural, like it's in a room. Now it's got some life to it. I don't want to overdo it. Now I'm just going to add a little so I want to set it to where I'm barely starting to hear it. I don't want it to be overbearing on the entire mix. Some reverb, AG verb. And I'm gonna route solo safe. I'm gonna route it to my acoustic guitar stem. Put the fader in the center. And I need a plugin. And I'll be lazy. I'll use the American Manny Marroquin reverb. I actually like it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I got it for 30 bucks or whatever the price was, 29 or something like that. It's pretty good for lazy people. Oh, check that out. So that's adding a lot of space. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm just going to use some of it. And who's gonna rock this town? No, he didn't waste his life on nothing. Playing the guitar, doing the best he can. Sometimes we want magic to happen. There is no magic. There is it works or it doesn't. There is no formula. There is no trick. Just use your ears. Can I mess with this and do more to it? Yes. Do I want to? No. It sounds okay. Sounds a bit too wet. So what I could do is I can bring these down or bring these down. Who cares? Not too bad. Okay, so I have them both panned to the left. Again, you don't need to pan them left and right. You just need to find space for them. The electric guitar, the main picking guitar, I have it panned to the right. See, so when you bring them in together, it sounds good because this has a little bit more low end, sounds darker, where the electric guitar is bright. I'm going to stop this video here because I don't want the videos to get too long. So hopefully you got something out of this one. Let me know if you have any questions. And I just want to say I appreciate some of the folks that have been making comments and letting me know that they like the videos. Thank you so much for that. And just let me know if you need me to do something or answer any questions. All right, have a good one. And who's gonna rock